Okay, good afternoon and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube, just Daf It. Today we're doing Kesubos, Daf Sadi Beis, number 92. It's a pretty short Daf. It's a lot of Dinei Mamonis talking about land, buying land, selling land, the guarantee if someone takes your land. Let's get into it. The bottom of Sadi Aleph and the Beis. 3 lines from the bottom. Amar Rami Rachama, Ruvain Shemach Hasad L'Shimon, Shlo B'Achrayas. Ruvain had a field. He sold it to him for a certain price. He didn't put a guarantee on the field, right? Sometimes you have a guarantee if there's a lien on the field that Shimon doesn't know about. Someone takes it up. Balchov of Ruvain comes. Ruvain owed money to somebody, and he says, "Oh, I'm Ruvain. Give me money." And Ruvain doesn't have money to pay. Oh, I sold the field to Shimon. He collects from Shimon. So you could either guarantee that if someone takes the land, I'll reimburse you, or without guarantees. Obviously, the sale costs more with a guarantee. So he got it on the cheap. He didn't have a guarantee. Also, Shimon Ruvain. Then Shimon got the land. Ruvain decided he wanted the land back. He sold it back to Ruvain B'Achrayas. Ruvain paid a little more. Ruvain knew there were, he has people, creditors, so he wanted a guarantee. Also, Balchov the Ruvain. And then, just as you predicted in Sadi Beis and Aleph on the top, Ruvain, who had a lot of creditors, that's why he sold it to Shimon without Achrayas. So got Tarif Lamina. He was trying to collect it from Ruvain. Dino the Azel Shimon of Fatzilay. It has to be that obviously the creditor Reuven can take the field, but Shimon, who sold it to him with Achrayas, the guarantee has to reimburse him. Amalei Rava, Nihida Achrayas, the Alma Kabbalah, Achrayas, the Nafshemi Kabbalah. Rava says it doesn't make any sense. Shimon, of course, he guaranteed when he sold the field to Reuven that I'll pay him back. That's if he had creditors, but Reuven has creditors. They're going to take it from Reuven, right? The actual buyer himself, they're going to take it from Reuven. That, of course, he wasn't Makab. He didn't guarantee him to reimburse him in that case. And Allah follows Rava. He does not have to reimburse him. Moda Rava, however, Rava is Moda mixes. He admits partially. But Reuven Shiarish saw them Yaakov. Reuven, he inherited a field from Yaakov. We're going to see Yaakov had creditors. He sold to Shimon Shlo B'Achrayas. He knew his father Yaakov might have creditors. Also, Shimon Reuven. Shimon sold back to Reuven B'Achrayas. He guaranteed it to him. That's the Balch of the Yaakov. And that wasn't the creditor of Reuven. Yaakov, who was the father presumably of Reuven, he had creditors that he owed money to. The Qatar Flamine, they're taking it from Reuven, who was the Yoresh, right? Baal Chov can take from the Makarkai. We're going to learn from the real estate. You can collect your Chov from the real estate of the Yorshim, not from the Taltim, from the real estate. Do you know who? The Azel Shimon Mafatza. In that case, Rav is Moda. Rav admits that Shimon has to reimburse him because he sold him with Achrayas. My time, Baal Chov the Yaakov, go Baal Chov the Almadami. The Baal Chov of Yaakov is not like Reuven's Baal Chov. It's Yaakov who was his father or the person who gave him the inheritance. He's viewed as somebody else, and therefore he has to reimburse him for the fact that the Baal Chov Yaakov took it away from him. Another case. He sold Shimon a field, this time with a guarantee that if it was taken away, he would reimburse them. Shimon didn't have the money to pay right away, so he made it a loan. Shimon will owe Reuven the money. He gets the field, and he owes him the money as a loan. Umeis Reuven, and then Reuven died. Now Reuven's inheritors, right? Ra'asa Balchov the Reuven, Qatar of Shimon. Reuven, right, had people that were crediting him that he owed money to, and he's taking it from Shimon. Now Reuven sold to Shimon with Achrayah, so Paise Bezuze. And Shimon appeased them with money. I mean, he told them, "Here, I'll give you money. Don't take the field." They wanted to keep the field. Do you know who the Amrile Bnei Reuven Adam Metalti Shavak Avon Gabach Metalti the Yasmin Labachol Mishtabne? They can basically say to Shimon, "You pay out of your own pocket because even though when our father sold to you was with Achrayas, right, alone, you owed him money. You didn't pay for it. You didn't really own the field yet. You owned the field, but it was only like Metalti. It was a chov, right? You owed him the money, and we inherited that milveh that you owed to our father. And when they collect, he can't collect. The creditor of our father can't collect from Metalti Diasme, from Metalti, a chov, a halva is lahotzanid, that's meant to be spent. We're going to talk more about this in Iyun Ben Sion, about exactly the difference between Metalti and Karkos as it relates to collecting a chov from the children of the Baal Chov, or the person who owed the money to. The metalton, the chov, is not real property, so therefore it wasn't meshubud. He didn't have a lien on it. So the fact that you pay out of your pocket to keep the land, you pay out of your pocket, and you can't get reimbursement from us. I'm a Rava. Rava says ipikeach idach. If Shimon was smart, megabi l'unilayu ara, right? First, he should collect from. He should give to Ruvain. He should give them land, right? Shimon, who bought the field from Ruvain, and now Ruvain's Baal Chov is collecting from him. He should give. Now Ruvain's not alive anymore. His children are alive. He should give them land. He should sell them land at least, and then collect it from them. Rav Nachman, Rav Baravua, if he would pay off, right, with land, now he had real estate, he would pay off that loan that he had. He bought the land, but he didn't pay off the loan, so he'd pay off the loan with giving land, and they collected that land. Then he can go ahead and recollect it from them as part of the reimbursement that Ruvain sold the field to him with a guarantee. Amar Rabba, Ruvain Shemach also those of the Shimon. Another case, Ruvain sold all his fields. He was having a wholesale, sold all his fields to Shimon. He had a lot of Shemitah fields during Shemitah year. And then Shimon went and sold one field, one of the 100 fields that he got. He sold to Levi. That's the Bach of the Ruvain. Now the creditor of Ruvain comes. He can collect his field, right? He wants to collect his chov, the amount of money is owed. He can collect it from a land, the 99 lands that still belong to Shimon, or the one land that belongs to Levi. Lo Amro does Zavna Baininus. That's only talking about if Levi bought a Baininus field with a Baal Chov, as we learned previously, a Baal Chov's lien, right? When you lend someone money, you have a lien on his Baininus field. This is middle to average field, not a great field, not a poor field. However, if Levi would have purchased the field at either of superior quality or a very poor quality, that's the reason I bought this land, so I don't want a creditor of Reuven trying to collect the land, because that's Baininus, that's supposed to collect. Well, Baininus now we only said that you can collect either from Shimon or Levi if he bought the only Baininus, right? But if he left another Baininus by Shimon, he had a lot of Baininus fields, Shimon, so then he can only collect from Shimon. Aval Shavak Baininus to Kavasa, the top of Sadi Beis and Beis, technically, the real lien is on the first property that's sold, not the person who purchased it from the person who purchased it. I mean, the third buyer. So therefore, technically, unless he takes the one Baininus field, Levi, if he doesn't do that, if there's other Baininus fields, you have to collect from Shimon, because a creditor, a purchaser from a purchaser is not the same lien. It is a lien, but it's a weaker lien. Amar Abaye, Ruvain Shemachar Sadal Shimon. Ruvain sold the field to Shimon Bachrayas, right? He guaranteed him reimbursement if someone collected. Also, Balcho of the Ruvain owed money to someone to Qatar from, and he's trying to collect land. Dinahu, the Azal Ruvain Mafatzile. Ruvain himself can start speaking on behalf of Shimon and try to appease him, maybe with words, maybe giving him a lollipop. And the person, the Balchov, right, the creditor, he can't say to Reuven, you're not relevant over here. I'm trying to collect land from Shimon. You're not relevant here. The reason I'm still relevant over here, even though I sold land to Shimon, you're trying to collect from Shimon, is because if you collect from Shimon, and I sold to him with a guarantee, he's going to come back and try to collect from me. So I am still relevant over here. It is my negotiation. I am involved in the negotiation still. Alternatively, they say, even if he sold the field to him without a guarantee, he still is considered a Baal Dvarim. He's still considered someone important in this case over here, because even though Shimon can't go back and collect from Reuven, he doesn't want Shimon to have bad feelings. He sold the field to Shimon. Someone collected the field from Shimon. Now, Shimon knew there was no guarantee, but he's still going to feel upset that Reuven sold him the land, and now Reuven's Balcho, his creditor, is coming and taking his land. He's losing out everything. So he doesn't want him to feel bad. Amar Abaye, you don't want to have a bad relationship between the two. Amar Abaye, Reuven Shemachar Shal Shimon, Shelo Bachrayas. Reuven sold to Shimon without a guarantee. V'yatzu alav asikin. And people came protesting, meaning creditors, they wanted to take the land. So before, Shimon actually does a chazaka. He acquires land. We're going to learn now what is the acquisition. At what point do you acquire the land? One of the ways of acquiring land, the Gemara says in Kedushin, is through a chazaka. You can do kesef shtar chazaka, money shtar chazaka. He's using a chazaka over Yashlo Hisachba until the chazaka yachal atzarbo. Technically, Shimon can back out of the deal. He doesn't want to be part of the deal. They're going to take. He doesn't have a guarantee, and now they're collecting the land. Once there's a chazaka and yachal where he can't retract his deal. Mishum the Amalei Chayse the Kitri Tavard Fikabilt. You took basically a bag of knots. You took a chance over here on a land. You knew it wasn't guaranteed that you're going to get paid back, so you took a chance. It's your fault. What is it considered a chazaka? When you walk around the land to survey its boundaries, that's considered to be a chazaka. Some say, I feel ba'achrayas nami. Even if Reuven would have sold the field to Shimon ba'achrayas, he still could back out. Nami, the Amrlai Akvi Tirfka Veshalim Lach. Once he does the chazaka, once he surveys the land, so he can say, too bad, right? The deal is done. Shimon can't say, oh, I'm backing out. What's the difference? I'm backing out now after I did the chazaka, right? You're going to owe me the money anyway. It's guaranteed you're going to pay me back because it's a process. It's a process. You have to go through Beis Din. And he says, okay, I sold you the land. You gave me the money. You want to get your money back. You have to present to me a document that shows that it was collected. You have to go through the procedures, the court procedures, which could take time and effort. And that's part of the deal. Once you agree to the deal, you're a machzik in the land. So the deal is done. You want to get reimbursed. You got to get reimbursed. It's not so easy. Anyone who tries to get reimbursed or to get paid back a loan, not the easiest thing in the world. That's what the Gemara means over here. That's the conclusion of today's shir. 11 minutes and 45 seconds. Pretty darn good. Stay tuned for Iyun Ben Sion. We're going to talk more about Yerusha. We talked about a little bit on Daf It Aleph. Yerusha, the difference between karkos and metaltal. And karkos are meshubad to the karkos of Yerusha are meshubad to the balchov of the father. The metaltalin are not. And we'll explain the difference. We explain the milveh is considered like metaltalin. On Daf It Aleph, we explain that. So we're going to talk about that more and base it on what we explain the mechanism of Yerusha, how Yerusha really works. Stay tuned. Coming up next.